So if you think the markets have been absolute dog shit recently, you would be completely right, because they have been. But if you need a little helping hand with trading and you're still not getting profitable, or you're struggling in these markets, then stick around, because I am going to show you how I've been trading, or rather picking my trades, in order to actually not get completely destroyed in these markets. Because look at how shit this is. This is total garbage price action, and it has been for a while. Obviously, all the stuff with Iran and also being stuck in this huge range that we've been stuck in for such a long time has been pretty tough to trade recently, I can't lie. I've been profitable, pretty damn profitable this year in general, but recently, because we've been so bearish, it's been very difficult for a lot of people to trade, and I just wanted to basically go over how I trade. So I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm just going to tell you what I do. So basically, I just trade inverted fair value gaps after liquidity sweeps. And it's been pretty tough recently, because we have had basically completely trash price action. You can see here, we have got ourselves this week's price action insanely huge. This is like a 1,000-point candle on Monday. And then we're looking for inverted fair value gaps back to the upside. But really, we've just been chopping around for this whole damn time, haven't we? And we did get a potential trade yesterday, but then it was after hours and then all kinds of stuff. And really, honestly, if you feel like you've been struggling with these markets, then you're not alone, because it's been absolutely trash, to be honest. Even today, I managed to scrape out a 30-second long from here and get myself a win like this. It was here after coming down, sweeping this data low. We come down, sweep the data low, and then we come up with a good momentum. I took this and took it for a 2R. This was a good trade. And all I did was I just traded an inverted fair value gap. If you don't know what those are, I will show you an example now if I can actually bloody find one. Because honestly, recently, price action has been completely crap. But there was one here that I took on Friday for the London session, which was okay. You can see we've got ourselves a really obvious low here. We come down, we sweep the low. At this point, I am looking for longs. And the way I trade is I trade these inverted fair value gaps like this. You can see there's a tiny gap here. But this gap was actually also a 30-second gap, which was a bit bigger. But I don't have the 30-second chart, sadly. But you can see basically how I trade is, I'll show you here. I basically look for a sweep of liquidity like this, and then I'm just looking for inverted fair value gaps back to the upside. Preferably with a 3-candle pattern V shape like this. 3-candle pattern V shapes are the best. And then I just enter on the inversion, have a stop, which is a manual stop halfway between the low and the gap. And then I'm basically looking to target a 1R. Once we hit the 1R, I'll take half my position off, go break even on the rest, and then I'll just let the rest run up through liquidity. And that's my strategy. And you can see here, if we take a look at this, this was a fairly decent example. This was a 30-second as well as a 1 minute here. And then if you look, I've got my level here of liquidity. I've got an alert set here, so basically this will go bing, bling, bing, bing, bling, 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 bling. And then I'll get on my chart and go, what the hell's going on then? And then I'm watching the chart from this point onwards here. As you can see, my hood has fallen off. You can see right now, we've come down and I'm looking, okay, if we get any inversions here. And then we get the big green candle here, the first one, and the second one. Pretty decent V shape. So I enter right here after the liquidity sweep. My stop loss, I'm sized for about 3 or 4 micros, risking about $200 per trade on like 25, 30 accounts. I'm targeting a 1R. You can see we come up, we hit my 1R here. So I take half my position of $100 bagged, and then I go break even on the rest, and then I'm just holding up here. Once we get up to about a 2R, I'm thinking, we are in a downtrend here. And I don't want to push it because we have been so bearish recently. In general, we've just been messing around. So I basically just took the 2R. Made about $200 or $300 profit on this trade. Overall, made a lot of sense to me. And I think, as you can see, this was a good trade. But it's been very, very difficult recently. I will give you that. Trading has been absolutely crap, to be honest, recently. Especially over the past few days. I mean, after that 1,000-point candle on Monday, trading was basically cooked. Going into New York Open, we just chopped around and then went up eventually. There was a 30-second in here as well, but it was actually a loss because it came up, came back down, closed below, and then went up. Overall, the price action has just been really, really crap overall. There was a trade here that was okay. As you can see, this was in the evening for most people. Pretty simple stuff. You've obviously got this huge pump. We create the low, we come down, we sweep the low. What were my criteria for a long? Sweep of a low. This is actually a really good one because it's a 3-candle pattern V shape. If you look at this. What did I say before? the thing that I like to see most is these 3 candle pattern V shapes with the inverted fair value gap like this. After the liquidity sweep, this is the best signature and price, in my opinion, in the market for reversals. You can see here, we came down, we swept liquidity out of this huge gap to the side that we created with that massive pump. And as you can see, I would have entered here. Very, very simple stuff. This is not rocket science, guys. We sweep liquidity, we get a bullish reaction. We've got a 1 minute inverse. And then I'm just targeting a 1-for-1 for my first TP. I take half off here, so this is like $100 profit. And then I'm trailing my second set up here to around a 2-to-1. I got up to about 2.5 before I was like, we're not really getting the momentum up here. We were going into the macro here as well. And I was thinking we're probably going to retrace again, to be honest, because we've been so bearish over the past. You can see how bearish we were here, pretty much. We came up, we took this high and came all the way down. Very search and destroy, seek and destroy conditions. But this was another little win, 2R there. You can see there are opportunities in the market, guys. I think this one here as well was actually a trade. This 1 minute here, which was also a 2 minute. Because there was an SMT here. If you don't know what an SMT is, it means NQ and ES, they have a correlation, obviously. And ES took this low, but NQ didn't, which created the SMT. We came down, we took the low on ES, and then we got a bounce. I think this is what happened on this one, if I remember correctly. So you could have taken this one, obviously didn't close as nicely, and technically you could argue it was invalid because it hit the next gap before it closed. But I think this was also a 2 minute, and you could see this would have worked as well because the SMT replaces your liquidity sweep, and basically you can see this would have worked for a 2R or something as well, and you could have held for maybe a 3R if you were interested in holding longer. But you can see there are opportunities in this market, even though it's absolute crap. And you could take shorts as well. There was a decent little play down here that I thought was quite a decent one as well. If you look here, you can see we've created ourselves a bit of accumulation. You can see we're down now at about 50% of this overall move. And we are accumulating. And I was thinking, if we get a swing below this and get a long, I'll probably take this. And you can see here we did exactly that. We actually got this first long here, which was also a 30-second, which I got in on early. This was an absolute banger, to be fair. I think I got in about here when I saw this momentum. And you can see this one worked for a 2R or so. We went into, I think we had some crazy news, actually. I remember trading this at the time. I think there was was it Trump? Trump saying something about Iran again. And this was an absolute banger. We actually came down, re-swept the low, and got another trade here, which you could have taken. I was actually done for the day here, but I did take this on some other accounts that I have. And you can see this one also worked. Another very nice trade. So there have been opportunities, but you have to be wary. You have to be ready to adapt a little bit. All I do, I wait for those major sweeps. I look for the inverses back up, and I try and target the opposing liquidity. And that's literally it, guys. It doesn't have to be so hard. Make sure you like and subscribe. Join the community down below for signals and alerts, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.